So I haven't done a sit-down video in quite a while, and I have a lot to talk about, but I'm gonna sit down, chat, and also do my makeup to go nowhere in particular. Also, there's a lot of stuff in the background. I'm in the process of decluttering and cleaning my room, and that's a box of things I don't know what to do with, so just ignore it. So update number one, by the grace of God, somehow I did graduate. I'm officially certified. I'm certified in a lot of areas, but based on my college degree, I'm certified to teach 4 through 9, ELA, and social studies. I got additional certifications for other things, but that's just what my degree says I'm certified to do. So now I'm in that really great process of applying for jobs, and teaching is a really interesting profession, I think, for a lot of reasons. But we're told, at least I was told, my entire school career, oh, it'll be easy to get a job, you'll have your college paid for, don't worry about it. There's a lot of grants and funding for students who want to be teachers, things like that. You're not gonna have a problem paying for college. Turns out that's not true. Other thing, as I kind of mentioned, it'll be easy to find a job. There's a really big asterisk when it comes to finding a teaching job. Obviously, it depends on where you are, right? Because if you are in a highly sought after area, it's going to be harder to get a job there to do anything, not just teaching. That's just job hunting in general. If you are also in a sought after field, it's going to be more difficult to find a job. So I find myself in a little bit of a predicament. On the one hand, the area that I want to work for, the districts I applied to, one of them is not necessarily super sought after, but it's just the kind of place where people don't leave unless they die or retire. And the other place is pretty sought after. So I'm already putting myself in a bit of a pickle. The second issue is also that I am applying to do secondary history, which history is a notoriously difficult field or teaching field to get into. So I'm really kind of shooting myself in the foot doubly there, if you know what I mean. So anyways, I had a couple of interviews and now I'm just basically waiting. That's one of the big things I dislike about the teaching interview process, is that you basically are at the mercy of other people reaching out to you. I think there might be a couple of districts that I live around that let you apply specifically for a position, but the 2 districts I applied for, you just apply to a pool, and then principals and other people will reach out to you. So I really don't have any other option than to just wait. A lot of my friends are getting jobs, which is great, good for them, but I'm already in a pickle where I'm in a situation where I'm already kind of second guessing myself. And I'm sure pretty much everyone does. As soon as they come out of college, they feel like they didn't know what they want to do. But I just want to be able to sign a contract so I can't think about it anymore. You know, I don't want to have to think about getting a job. I just want to have the job so I can already know that everything is set in stone and good to go. In a sort of tangentially related rant, why do they have us apply for graduation 4 months before graduation if they're gonna give us, I mean, I know why they do it, it's kind of like a rhetorical why, but then they have to wait 3 months to give us our diplomas after we graduate. I didn't walk for my graduation, just for a variety of reasons, but I don't think anyone I know has their diploma yet. I could be wrong, maybe they're just holding mine hostage for no reason. But also, I had to pay $25 for my diploma. On top of the thousands of dollars I already spent on that degree, you really are just nickel and diming us. I'm in kind of a video rut recently, and I guess it probably has to do with where I'm at in terms of my job search and whatever. But I don't really have anything to film. I want to film, but then I have to edit it. Editing is such an annoying part of filming videos. But I want to film something, but my days are basically, they look pretty much the same every single day, and they probably will until end of July, August is my thought, if I end up getting a job. I am working on a new study guide though. If you've seen any of my praxis videos, you know that I talk about different tips and tricks for taking the praxis and that. One of my tips is not to like toot my own horn, I hate doing this, but one of my tips is taking a look at my study guides, which I sell. And I am currently making a study guide, or I guess finishing up a study guide for the high school history, social studies praxis that I took. And again, I'm now certified to teach, so I passed that exam. So I'm currently working on that, but it's taking forever. These study guides take me forever to make, and because I have to do them, I have to research them, I have to cross-check them 8 times, I have to redo the practice tests, I have to look through my notes of things that really stuck out to me as I was taking the test. Obviously, I want to make them very helpful and all of that, but they're very time-consuming as a result of that. I'm kind of convincing myself that getting a job wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. Not because I don't need a job, but because then I can just substitute, I guess, and wander around different schools, see how those schools operate. And I know quite a few, excuse me, I know quite a few teachers who started as substitutes, like long-term subs, and then eventually got their own classroom and got hired full-time. But I don't know. I mean, I guess it would be a good thing to start as a sub because, especially with high school, you get to go around, see a bunch of different schools, see how they operate, as I said. But then you get your name out there, which is really good with subbing. It's something I didn't do while I was still in college because I just didn't really have the time for it. And then I was also interning, right? So like I'm gonna intern for free all day, every day. And then also, if we have a day off, I'll go sub. It didn't make a lot of sense to me. I've also been looking, in terms of job hunting, I've been looking at other jobs as well. I really, at some point, would love to do some sort of research-based job, historical research. And I know that's more of like an academia type thing. So like if you're getting a PhD, you do all this research and stuff. But I really, really, really love history, and I would love if I could do something somewhat related to history in terms of maybe like an archivist or a historian of some sort. That's like my dream. I like to tell people that I want to work in a basement. I know that seems really boring to some people, probably most people, but I don't know. I would love to just look at documents all day and analyze them. It seems like a dream job, but it's a notoriously difficult field to get into, and from my understanding, you need a decent amount of experience and education. Entry-level job, but you need 4 years of experience or a degree, and 6 other things, and also letters of recommendation. Also, I hate asking for letters of recommendation. That's the one thing I'm glad about teaching jobs. If you apply to the pool, then you only have to put up your letters of recommendation once to the entire pool. So I asked the same people twice because I applied to 2 districts for letters of recommendation. They were like, yeah, sure, no problem. Great. The issue now is if I want to apply to any other job outside of like teaching or outside of the pool, I need to ask them again, and I hate it. It's so embarrassing to me. Which it shouldn't be because I did the work, and it's not that I think they will give me a bad recommendation. It's just the fact that I have to keep asking them for a letter of recommendation, and I know that these particular people have a lot on their plate, so it seems unnecessary, honestly. I like those recommendation requests where they just ask for the person's phone number and they call them if they feel like it, instead of the recommendation people having to write out a whole like 2-page essay about how much of a good worker I am. Just seems inefficient, and I doubt anyone really pays too much attention to those anyways, unless they specifically say that I was a horrible worker. So if you saw my last video, I believe it's my last video, you'll have seen that I went on vacation. That vacation was unduly cut short by the Canadian wildfire, I guess is what was happening. So basically when you go on vacation, you know that you do the typical thing of like, what's the weather going to be? How's it gonna look when we are where we're at? Turns out we went to New York on quite possibly, like literally the worst few days we could have gone. We went on the worst day of air pollution New York has ever seen, which was awesome. And we had planned to do a bunch of other stuff other than go to New York. I mean, we went to Philly and some other places. But that evidently did not work out too hot, and we just decided to leave because you obviously can't go outside when it's orange, and it's really unfortunate because you can't see in the videos that well how bad the skies looked, but they really looked pretty crusty. I mean, I can't imagine having to actually live there during that, because we went, we kind of meandered around a little bit, and then on the worst of it, we decided to leave. So it's not like we had to stay there for an entire week, like as though we were living there, you know? Right now, I am using my concealer as foundation because it is very lightweight. This is the RMS Beauty Uncover Up Concealer. Looks like this. And I'm using this Haley's, I guess it's a foundation brush. I got it with their skin serum, but their skin serum was pure oil. So I did not keep that. That got given away to someone because I'm already pure oil. I don't need a foundation to be even more oily. We haven't gone on vacation in years. We haven't gone on vacation in years. And so this was supposed to be like the last hoorah vacation that we were gonna do, which obviously, as we now know, turned out really well and went off without a hitch. So I don't know what we're gonna do. We might go somewhere else, we might not, probably not. Because as we get further into the summer, there's other things that we have to do, other like life requirements. So I don't know. It's fine though. It was definitely an experience and something I can tell my students in 20 years. Hey guys, guess what? I went through the worst air pollution in New York history, and probably on the East Coast history, because that was really crusty. I told my mom it smelled like barbecue. Like, it straight up smelled like barbecue teriyaki chicken. I don't know. It was not good. I'm using this Glossier cloud paint. I don't use it too much, mostly because it's very difficult to work with, and when I'm actually putting on makeup, I'm just trying to put it on and go, like for internship or work or something like that. It's pretty. It kind of looks purple on me. It's not really my color, and honestly, it doesn't even match this eye look, so I don't know what I'm thinking here. If I remember, I'll put a photo of my graduation makeup in somewhere here. I'm pretty happy with it. It was a very hot day, which is funny because it literally hasn't been hot since. It's been, I don't know, 60, 70, 80 over here. I mean, 80 is hot, but I think it was like 85 and bright sunny day when I took my photos, so it was really not a comfortable situation. But I'm pretty happy with how they turned out. I took a lot of my friends' graduation photos, and those turned out cute, but by the time I got to my graduation photos, I literally edited one and then called it a day. My sister bought these like cushiony pad things off of Amazon, and they came in a pack of 6, I think. And so I'm using it, and I guess it's nice. This is the first time I'm using it. I think it makes my skin look good, but I have like man hands, so it's so difficult to keep my fingers in the little strap thing. Yeah, I mean, I know I have this thing here, but I honestly cannot be bothered to try to cover it up either, because I'm not going anywhere. This MAC blush is impossible to open. To make it less pink, I'm gonna put on this MAC blush in Gingerly. I don't know if they still sell their sheer tone blushes, but they should, because I would buy more colors because I really enjoy the texture of the formula. I don't know. So if you're wondering where I'm at in terms of career, it is currently unknown. I mean, I just literally want an interview. Just give me an interview so I can stop thinking about it. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, here's the thing. I did 2 screening interviews, and screening interviews are basically like preliminary, are you a serial killer? Do you know what you're applying for? So I did 2 of those. And then I got 1 actual job interview. That was in a middle school. That would have been fine. It was a humanities position, so it wasn't social studies per se, but it seemed like an interesting, kind of challenging position. Obviously didn't get that because here we are. I haven't bought anything for my classroom purposefully in a while. I bought today, actually. We went to Sam's Club and we got this 18 pack of Expo markers because it was 18 for $15, which is like a really good deal. So we bought those, and they come in a bunch of different colors. It's not just black. Bought those because that was a good deal, and Expo markers are like the #1 thing that every teacher runs out of pretty much immediately. But again, if I ever do get a job, Sam's Club I think is the first place I'm going because they have a whole aisle of office supplies like pens, pencils, binders, sticky notes, things like that. I also saw they had one of those Scotch laminators there for $60. I was thinking about getting that, and I was like, Eva, you don't even have a job. Literally back it up. Relax. So yeah, I really stopped myself from buying anything. The only things that I've bought other than in the other 2 videos that I posted a couple of years ago is like paper stuff, like for my desk. So I bought a notepad. This is one thing that I wrote down to remember to do as a teacher, is to have a notepad next to the phone, because I hated taking the phone as an intern and having to take a message for my mentor teacher, and these people are spitting off like their name, where they're from, what their issue is, and it's a lot going on while I'm trying to like maintain the class. So one of the things I wrote down was to get a notepad to stick right next to the phone. I have a sticky note right now. It's just like a running list of things I want to remember to do as a teacher, or when I get my classroom, things like that. I mean, I'm thinking I will do some sort of like classroom setup video, again, predicated on the fact that I do eventually get a classroom. But I can't imagine it'll be, I mean, some people go really intense on these classroom setups. And on top of the fact that I'm not an elementary school teacher, I'm not trying to be, it's not like I need a super color coordinated, beautiful, themed out classroom, you know? It's not like I have to go, okay, I'm choosing monkeys as my kindergarten classroom theme. If you are a first-year teacher, what is your classroom theme going to be if you have a classroom theme? If you're a first-year teacher and you don't have a classroom theme, and you're not planning on getting one, let me know. If you are a veteran teacher, do you have a classroom theme? Like, if you are 5 years deep, do you still have a classroom theme if you had one as a new teacher? Just out of curiosity. I bought, this is not new, these are the old borders that I bought, but I bought those, or did I get them as gifts? I don't know. Map bulletin board borders. They look like maps. Those are really cool. Honestly, I don't know. I'm really excited to kind of put borders on my bulletin boards. That's about it. That's pretty much the extent of my classroom decorating, is my thought. Should I turn this thing into a mole? You think that would look weird? If it looks weird, I'll edit it. I mean, I'm gonna edit it out anyways. If it looks weird, I'm gonna edit it out of the photo, the thumbnail. Let's see. This is not a good pencil to do this with. I'm sorry, that's so funny. That literally is hilarious. I look like Mr. Bean. I think because it's so, that's literally the funniest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. I think because it's so raised, it's just, there's no way that was gonna look good. It almost just looks like a really gnarly scab. That's so funny. That's hilarious. I'm actually keeping that. Okay. Anyways, I'm using this Ilia Lash Limitless. I cannot take myself seriously. This Limitless Lash Mascara that was a Sephora birthday gift for this year. You know what's great though? Every mentor teacher I've had, first off, love my mentor teachers. The past few have given me gift cards for like Amazon or Target, and that's just something they really did not have to do, and it's so nice of them. Really a good mentor teacher makes pretty much all of the difference in terms of how your student teaching experience goes. This mascara is so like goopy. I don't even know if you can see it, but it's gooey. A good mentor teacher can completely change how your experience goes, and I'm almost tempted to make a video about how to make the most out of your internship experience, because I don't know, I feel like there's not a lot of intern-based content because a lot of people become a first-year teacher and then start making videos, or they make videos about the interview process or things like that. But I don't think a lot of people make intern-based videos, or they're not very approachable or easy to understand. So I think that's something I might want to do. Thinking about it. No promises on that. This mascara makes my lashes look really nice, but it's also very wet and very goopy. And I know this is just the travel size version of it, but God, I hate mini mascaras because they are impossible to like maneuver with my big, say it with me, man hands. I also have very, very oily lids, and I always smudge my mascara like as I wear it throughout the day. So even if a mascara looks really nice on me, I just can't use it if I'm going out because it'll always smudge and I'll look ridiculous. I had an old Marc Jacobs mascara. It was from their like cherry limited edition collection, and I really love that one. I love the brush. It made my lashes look great, but the problem is that it smudged horribly, and so I could only wear it if I was taking pictures or something. You know what I think the major problem is with this? It's that it's in a very weird spot. Like, it's not in a mole spot. I don't know how to explain it other than it's not in a mole spot. I'm gonna use this Besame lip liner. I don't really know what color it is, and it's probably, yeah, that's too light. That's fine. I started recently using lip liner, and it's really nice. I kind of have a weird lip shape. I mean, the way I drew that didn't help. I have a weird lip shape in terms of my upper lip, so I think lip liner kind of helps to even it out. And also I'm horrible at applying lipstick anyways, so some of my friends have teacher Instagram accounts, which they, oh my god, I look like a clown. This is not going well. Some of my friends have teacher Instagram accounts which they started during internship, during student teaching, and mostly it's like friends and family who follow them. It's not really like, oh, I'm trying to get a social media following. But for the past few days, they've been posting what grade they got a job for, and also with that announcement posting like their Amazon Classroom links. And you know, I'm thinking, right? I have an Amazon Classroom wish list, but it must be really great to have a big family, like to have a large family, because it's kind of the same thing with when you graduate and you have family. You send cards and people send you money, but I have a small family, and by small I mean like literally one person outside of my immediate family, or two people, whatever, and neither of those people are gonna send me money because it's just the situation. My friends who post their Amazon Classroom wish list, they're probably gonna get a decent amount of responses to that just by family or family friends and things like that. I'm not even being bitter. It sounds probably like I'm being bitter. It's just really fascinating to me that if you have family or you have extended family, that you really can get a lot of stuff for free if you're in a good situation, obviously, which is good for them. They won't have to pay for certain classroom stuff, and they shouldn't have to, but you know, whatever. I mean, the stuff I put on my classroom wish list is like benign stuff, and I'm sure I mean, I was looking at one of them that my friend posted, and it was like sticky notes and a couple books because they're elementary, things like that. So anyways, good for them. I got this Rare Beauty tinted lip oil in Honesty a couple of weeks ago before I left on vacation, and I really like it. I don't know that it really, I mean, people were making a big deal about it leaving a stain. Maybe it's just not this color that leaves a stain or whatever, but I mean, for one, I like when something leaves a stain because I hate really heavy lip products that smudge and smear all over the place, but it's really not offensive. The thing that is offensive to me is the like the taste. It's kind of like menthol, but it's, I don't know, it's menthol with a hint of latex. Yeah, I don't know. Can brands go back to adding flavorings to their products? It's really okay. I promise. It's fine if you add a little bit of like vanilla flavoring in there. Okay, anyway, so that's the update on me and my chaotic life. Let me change my outfit and then I will come back and wrap it up. I mean, I think it's really funny now that I make it a point to change shirts every time I do a get ready with me, because you know for a fact I did not change my pants. It's just the top half. Okay, so that about wraps everything up. I again probably forgot half of what I wanted to say anyways, but that's fine. Such is life. I will make sure to keep you guys updated in terms of my job search, how that turns out. I will obviously probably put some sort of announcement video or mention it in something else. If I do get a job, obviously I'll have to let you know what the grade is, because if I'm going to make videos about my experience, it's kind of important that you know what the grade and content area is. So look out for that, and I will see you guys in the next one. See ya.